Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video tutorial I'm going to teach you how to make this crochet cell phone pouches. I have already gave you the instruction on how to make these cute glasses, and I'm going to upload the video on this little crown as soon as possible. So in today's video tutorial I'm going to teach you how can you make your own customized cell phone pouches, and these are with these button flaps, and I really like them. You can make the simple one without the flaps as well if you like it, but I liked it with the flap. Okay, and my cell phone is Huawei Mate 7, which is like 6 inches in length, so, and it's quite like squarey shape, so that is why I made it with the 30 chains all the way around, 15 for the front and 15 for the back. And the length of the phone is 6 inches screen, so I totally I made the rounds are 22 rounds, 22 rows till here. These are the 22 rows. So every phone is different from each other. So what you have to do is, first you have to make the chain of any color you like. You have to make the chains, like if your phone is not that much big, so you can make it with the 25 chains or something. So I'm just giving you the reference. You have to make the chains, and every time you make the chain you have to just wrap it around your cell phone and just measure it all the way around. So I'm just giving you the reference how to make it. Hold it for a while please. Okay, so this is how you do. You're gonna make the chains like that, and then for example, this is your phone. You have to keep the chain like that, and then back to the beginning all the way around. Okay, this is how you're gonna do it, and you have to leave the one chain. You have to make one chain less, because when we are going to do half double crochet stitch, it will get a little bit bigger in size. So make sure that when you get back to the round towards the starting point, you have to miss one chain. There has to be one chain less. And now if you are making the same size, I have made the 30 chains. If you wanted to make the same pouch as I have did with the 30 chains, so you have to make, first I'm giving you just an example of 5 chains. You can make as many as you wanted to, as much bigger as you wanted to. 1 2 3 4 5. Now if you are making with the 30 chains, you have to chain up one extra chain. Is because now if I'm gonna make one half double crochet into not this chain but this one, you're gonna exactly have the 5 half double crochet till the starting point. But if you're not gonna make the chain up one, so your stitches is going to be 4. One is going to get less. So you have to make sure when you make this project, and I think I have did something wrong here. Seriously. Okay. Sorry about that. 1 2 3 4 and 5. Okay, chain 1 and wrap the yarn and into the next chain, the second chain from the hook. You're going to insert the hook and do half double crochet till the end of your work. You don't have to count your stitches in each row, but you have to make sure that you are actually making the total the same stitches, because sometimes people do increase these stitches, and that is why the work goes into the other direction. So it's 4 and it's 5, the last stitch. So this is the row 1 we have completed, and I have made it with the 22 rows. So for the next row you have to do chain 1 and flip your work, turn your work, and this is your first stitch here. So insert your hook and do the half double crochet. If you don't know any of the stitches, kindly go to the basic crochet video first, so it will be easy if you learn the stitches first. 3, 4. Okay, now at this point you'll see that it looks like that the row is completed, but it's not. This one is your last stitch here. This one is your last stitch. See, now I have a tip for you guys, and what is it is, when you go for the next row, chain 1, turn your work and make your first half double crochet, stop your work and mark it with the stitch. So when you get back to this side, you will know that this is your last stitch. And this is very simple. If any of you don't remember how to remember the stitches at the end and you forget it, okay, and similar you have to do with this first corner as well. Chain 1 and turn the work, make your first half double crochet into the stitch here and mark that first stitch with the stitch marker, so we all know that this is your point where you have ended the work. So this is how you have to do it all the way to the end. And see, now this point you will notice that you don't have to make sure about the stitch. You just remove the stitch marker and then you just make the stitch. Okay, so this is the easiest way. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to make a piece of the size of a cell phone, and I have made it with the 30 chains plus 1 chain, and then I made the half double crochet into the second chain from the hook, and then all the way to the end, chain 1, turn the work and make all the way to the end. And that is this is how I have did, and I have made the 22 rows to complete the length of my phone. Now when you made the piece, and at the end you have to leave the long tail because we're going to sew this later. So what we need to do is flatten your piece, and then you have to turn into the half, and then you have to take your needle, the crochet needle, yarn needle, insert your yarn into it, and then you have to match the corners, the top corners. Then you have to make sure these pieces matching all the corners like that, and then you have to insert your stitch to this corner piece. Just like that, and then just start sew this thing, because we're going to flip this out so it won't be seen from the outside. So you have to do this all the way till you sew this part here, and this part, the top part, is going to be the open part. Just like that, you have to take those stitches and then simply join this piece together. Just like that. This is how it looks like from the inside, the right side. So you have to do this all the way to this side and this side. So this is how you have to sew all the way to the end, and then we are going to turn this inside out. Make sure the corners are out properly. Now if you wanted to, you can leave it like this, or if you wanted to, you can just add the flap as I did, this one, Now if you wanted to make with the just with the chain flap, you have to just put the chain, leave the 5 stitches from this side, 5 stitches from this side if you're following the same pattern with the 30 chains one, and then you have to make onto the 6th one, make 8 to 9 chains into the U shape. You have to attach the button over here. You can attach any button you like, and then you have to just attach the chain and make sure it's fixed, and this is ready. But if you wanted to make with the flap, all you have to do is take your yarn again. If you wanted to, you can use it with the contrasting fabric, contrasting yarn. So you have to make the slip knot into the hook, and then you have to take your case and you have to start it up from the right side. So this chain is on the front and the chain after that is on the side here. You have to insert your hook into this side and count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 and 15. Okay, so 30 chains in total means the flap is going to be the half of it, so the 15. Attach your yarn to the very first stitch, chain 1 and do a half double crochet into this stitch and a half double crochet till you get to the corner, the other corner. If you don't want to count the stitches, it's okay, you cannot, just use the technique to corner. Just holding the tail into the stitches so that I can don't need to sew this later. I'm just gonna cut it out. Now we are getting back to the back to the corner. So this is how your flap has been started. Just like that. If I think I should make one more over here, or is it okay? It's perfect. It's perfect. Okay, now we need to chain 1 and turn the work and do an other row, and this is how we have to do till you think that the flap is perfectly on the center. And with these ones I have made it the 9 rows of half double crochet. So I'm just gonna let me complete it with the 9 rows, and then I'm gonna teach you how you're gonna attach this. You're gonna make this buttonhole and how you're gonna attach your button to your pouch. Okay, so I have completed the 9 rows of my flap. If you wanted to, you can make more rows if you want your flap to be more down, but I think this is way too much for me. Okay, now after completing, just make a chain 1 and then cut the yarn. I'm gonna sew that later. And I have made the huge mistake. We don't have to cut the yarn at this point. Okay, so I have to again, oh my god, I have to put the yarn again. So make a knot again and don't make the silly mistake which I just did. So this is a last row with we have to make the buttonhole with. So don't cut the yarn, just chain one and turn. But if you did like I did, so you have to attach the yarn again. So just attach the yarn to the corner. Wait, let me see that. Yes, this is the corner, right? Just here you have to attach the yarn, chain one, and you have to do the single crochet into the same space, and single crochet in each of the next 6 stitches, like 5 stitches. So it's 1, 2, the total is going to be the 6, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, you have to calculate actually the center of your work. So what you have to do now, I did 6 stitches from this side, I'm gonna do 6 from this side, 12, and then I'm gonna skip the 3. So you have to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to skip the 3 chains, 1, 2, 3. Into the 4th one you have to do the single crochet, just like that. And first you have to make sure that the button is passing through it easily, because it's quite stretchy, and yes, it is. So the 4 chains are more than enough. If your button is larger, then go for like more chains, more than 4 chains, and do exactly the same method I have did. And after you complete this row, then you have to cut the yarn. And sorry about it, I just did it by mistake. And then just chain 1 and cut the yarn, just like that. Okay, so first let me sew these all tails so I can easily tell you how we're gonna put the button over here. Okay, so first you have to lay your flap down, and then you have to first put your cell phone into it so that you can easily just make a little looser, and then put your flap, insert the button, just aim the right way to the center where it's gonna fall. Okay, I have to come a little downwards. Alright, so okay, I think this is the perfect point to put the button. So what you have to do, you have to take your needle and yarn, and then just simply sew, put your hand inside of it, and then easily sew this all the way till you get the perfect properly sewn button. And this is how it's gonna look like. It has to be just sew a couple of times, and then wrap yarn 3 times over it, and then just put it back into it, and then you have to just push it out, and then make a knot and hide your yarn. I hope you have enjoyed today's tutorial. Sorry about little mistakes I have did. I do get confused sometimes, so I hope you're gonna forgive me for that. And thank you so much for subscribing my YouTube channel, and those who haven't did it yet, do kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel, share my videos with your friends and family, and I'm gonna share this crown video as soon as I possibly could. Thank you so much for giving your precious time to my video, and do click the bell icon for more videos.